What is good, fam? Welcome to episode 18 of the Human Hope Podcast with your hosts. You hear that extra S at the end of
me.
Hosts? Heather's here. Heather, babe, you're not very loud.
Sorry.
I feel like I need to, on the fly, fix how loud you are.
Okay.
Heather is with me in the studios today.
In Alaska.
You just got loud there.
Oh.
We are in Alaska, and babe, can you talk?
Hello, 1, 2.
Oh, you're a little louder now. Okay. We're in Alaska at our friends Adam and Sherry's house, and we're in their YouTube studio.
It's so fun. We don't have one of these.
We don't have one of these. We feel very fancy and official here on the podcast today, and we're grateful for them. You guys follow them. They've got a great podcast, Leg Life, with 2 G's. I'm sure you can find them on all the podcast places. So thanks for letting us use your podcast studio and your microphones and all the things. We're halfway through our Alaskan adventure.
Dreams.
And what we want to do in today's podcast is answer some of your questions. Heather reached out on her Instagram and asked her followers, what are some questions you guys have about how we travel? And when I say how we travel, I don't mean like what seat we like to sit in on the flight.
Although we can tell you that.
We definitely have opinions on that. But a lot of the questions were...
Yeah, they were really interesting. I mean, you have your basic budget. How do you travel with kids? Those are the basic... Can we start that over?
No, this is all one take.
No, I don't want a one-take wonder.
You don't have the opportunity. This is just a conversation today.
You're such a
No, I'm just saying, babe, unless you want me to edit this thing all night long. Okay, we're going. So
we're still going.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to everyone was asking about budgets, about kids, and then there was some fun random questions that we will get to.
Yeah.
But so, babe, off the cuff, I would love for you to think back. You traveled as a kid.
Yeah.
What did that look like?
Okay, this is great. I like this. I like where we're going here. So when I traveled as a kid, it was almost always in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, so rarely did we fly, but we did fly, probably more than a lot of my friends flew, because but we would always, every year, we would drive from Atlanta, where we lived, to California, because that's where our family was from. Kind of similar to us, yeah. And normal travel was. My parents would go to AAA, which, for those of you that don't know, this is like a travel agency.
Way. That was like Google Maps.
Yeah. Hold on, we'll get there. And it was like before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And if you guys are old enough to remember, you go to mapquest.com, you'd put in where you wanted to go, and you could print them off of the internet, which was like, what? That was amazing. And I could go anywhere in the world. I could just print them on MapQuest. This was before smartphones. But before MapQuest, there was the AAA
Triptychs, right?
Triptychs.
Yeah.
They were called Triptychs. And they were I think they probably still make them.
I'm sure they do. There's some grandparents out there that want them.
They were like these long, skinny, spiral-bound things where it would show you like where the gas stations were, the mile markers.
The next exit.
And you would flip it. And every page of the triptych was probably like 30 miles. And then you'd flip it. And I remember I would go with my mom. I was so excited because it meant that we were going on our trip. And the AAA person would like grab their yellow highlighter and highlight exactly where we wanted to go. The route. Oh my gosh, it was actually so nice. It was so nice because it was like
getting really.
Well, no, because I'm feeling things right now because I remember like that meant we were going somewhere, and somebody was actually there was a human being, like a tangible human being, like helping us on the way. We've lost some of that. Gosh, man. Anyway, this is a whole other podcast I'm heading.
Yeah, wow.
But we would and we'd always stay at Holiday Inns, and we would always stay in Amarillo at the Holodome. And the reason why I loved the Holodome is there was an indoor pool and indoor putt-putt. Now, some of you guys call it
fancy,
but this was a fancy. I was like, my parents are spending money tonight at the Holodome, and everything else was Holiday Inn. But we would drive places, and we'd be in the car. No seatbelts in the back, completely in the 80s. Like my parents would put there was like this extra little thing in front of this bench seat that would create like a cot that my brother and I like had our own little bed back there. And I don't know, man, it was good. Like memories were I have tons of great memories about traveling as a kid. So that's kind of how we did. And then when we would fly, my dad was a frequent flyer, and we would always go into the It was the Delta Crown Room is what it was called. That crown room. They made you feel fancy, right? And so I always felt so fancy.
Kings and queens.
Everything was leather, and I kind of wish there were still some crown rooms around, but now they're sky clubs. But anyway, that was kind of like my version of traveling.
Nice.
How about you?
Yeah, so my family, I grew up in a divorced family. And so when I was with my dad, we did fly a handful of places. Growing up, I think we went to Denver, to Niagara Falls in New York, and Boston. Those are some trips that I remember. But my mom, we did not, I literally cannot think of one time we were in a hotel room. Is that weird? Mm-hmm.
That is really weird.
But we would travel all the time because my stepdad, my other dad, is an adventurer. So that looked like backpacking and hiking in the Sierra Nevadas. And we owned a boat, so we would take our boat camping. And it was a lot of local exploration, but it was full on exploration. Yeah.
Well, and it was, again, knowing that you probably grew up with less resources than me. But I feel like you adventured more.
Yes,
than
100%.
Me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And again, adventure doesn't have to mean the outdoors.
No.
But what I do appreciate about both of our upbringing is that we went. Like we were always going.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went on trips. And again, your trips may have been local. Mine may have been
across the country.
But we would just go, and we didn't let finances get in the way. My parents didn't. Your parents didn't.
Well, and I think that is probably one of the bigger questions that everyone kept asking is, how do you save? Any cost saving tips? But all those different types of questions,
like
and
the
budget side.
Yeah, which if it was up to me, we would have been broke a long time ago, not able to go on any more trips because that's just not me.
Well, it's not me.
No, it's not you either. But you at least put the foot down.
So sorry to all of you planners out there wanting a PDF that you can fill in because
if you go to our website, you can give us your email address and we'll give you the Whittaker PDF on exactly how it is. We don't do that.
I mean, there have probably been a handful of trips that we've gone on where we probably had $100 in our bank account.
Yeah.
There are a handful of trips that we've literally gotten off planes going, where are we staying tonight?
No. With all, you need you guys to understand this, with all 3 kids in tow in another country.
Yeah.
And we're like,
we don't know where we're going.
Where are we going? Where are we staying tonight?
But that actually brings us life, and we kind of secretly love that.
We love for that stuff.
So honestly, I would love to kind of even answer that with the answer that we just gave you. Like we don't plan for our trips at all. We are lucky, very lucky in this season of life that Carlos travels for a living. So most often our trips are surrounded by his work schedule. So for example, we have not been to Alaska I've dreamt of going to Alaska for at least a decade, and we haven't gone because he hasn't had work up here. And it just so happened that he got work up here that gave him 2 free tickets. And then we used miles for the other 2, and we paid for 1 ticket, and they were super cheap. So, it was under $400. We got to Alaska for $400.
Got to Alaska for under $400. So we waited.
Yes, that's great.
And we were patient.
Mm-hmm. And there's, right now, there's tickets like Alaska's so cheap right now that I was seeing some for like $200. And you just have to you have to be flexible and be willing to watch for deals. So subscribe to the websites, and there's a handful out there. The one that we liked was Scott's Cheap Flights. Now I haven't used them. Things kind of changed with the pandemic and stuff. I do not subscribe to any of these.
Right, you don't do like a paid subscription.
No, I don't do it
because they'll try to upsell you.
Yeah, and you do. I think they do give you deals beforehand if that's something that's interesting to you, but for me, I don't. But they do show us at times, tickets to, like, for example, we were coming home from a trip. We were in the Atlanta airport, and I did get an email from Scott Cheap's Flight saying that there was a flight to South Africa for $500 on Delta, which, Carlos, that is another tip, is to pick one airline so that you can get miles on them.
Yes.
And so we instantly called. I called Delta specifically, and they're like, "Yep, it's for $500." And then
round trip.
round trip. The most spectacular part of that is because Carlos travels so much, he gets free upgrades occasionally. So he had a free international upgrade. We flew to South Africa and back first class for $500.
Lay down seats. Give me the wine.
I felt so bougie. It was fantastic.
It was and I was looking around at everyone else that spent $20,000 on them first class lay down seats, and not us.
No.
We. But again, why? We were patient.
Yep.
We and also
jumped on it. And it literally was like, oh yes, we need to do this.
And here's the deal. This was actually a few years ago, but even before we were making whatever money we're making now.
Oh, we have traveled when we have been so but poor.
Yes. Hold on. I don't want to get there yet.
Okay.
That's a great point I want to sit on. But what I want to say is, like, even back then, like, we did have a little bit of savings, like in a travel, like didn't we have some money saved up for? No, we didn't. Okay.
Don't try to paint the picture pretty.
Sorry,
we used our grocery money to go and buy this ticket.
Okay, so you guys know who does our money and that. I felt like maybe we had $1,000 somewhere saved up. We had nothing. Okay, so Heather does text me and she's like, "Hey, there's flight to South Africa." And the thing is, you don't have to buy the ticket, right? Like, you don't have to. Do you have to pick the date at that point?
Yeah.
So yeah, we had to make a decision.
You have to. You can't be a planner. Basically, in some of these instances, you have to say jump and be okay with it. And so we did. We jumped and we got a spectacular trip out of it.
And when we did go down there, so let's talk because we actually I feel like still we were Airbnb-ing it, weren't we?
Yes. Yeah. So oftentimes, I think, finding a cheap airplane ticket is doable. Like, everyone can search wherever they want to go. Yeah. Be patient throughout the year. There are seasons that are better, like Italy. Come around February, there are flights to Italy for $200 because nobody wants to travel there then because they want to travel in the summer.
Right. So travel off season too.
Yeah. And so just having that flexibility. So with that said, another travel budgeting tip that I have is, so you want to travel, be flexible in your timing. I would say to pick an airline. Like, if you live in Atlanta airport, you're going to fly Delta because Delta just is the main airport. But again, if you live in Dallas, Texas area, you're going to have American. If you're, and so you
or
pick,
Southwest.
Yeah. So you pick your airline, then get whatever credit card that gets you miles to them. Okay. Pay it off every month. Don't go in debt.
Yes, we're not financial advisors here, but definitely pay off your credit cards.
Yes, but you can make miles that then, like I said, we got 2 free tickets to Alaska for our kids because we used the miles that we used. Yeah. So not only are you gaining miles by flying the specific airline, but then most airlines have a specific credit card that kind of you get double points for. And so those are 2 things that really do allow you to kind of bank free money.
And also know that it is going to be a sacrifice to choose one airline. Like, just know that, especially if you, like, I travel all the time, almost every week, or at least I used to before the pandemic. And I just know that I'm going to fly through Atlanta. Like, if I want to stay on Delta, I'm going to have a layover. And a lot of people are like, why did you fly to Atlanta to fly to Minnesota? It's like, well, I've chosen Delta, and I'm locked in. To get a free ticket
to Alaska for your kids.
And so guess what? I fly to Atlanta to get to wherever the next place is, so that when it comes time to book a trip, we always have miles, and so some people may Southwest. We have a lot of friends that love Southwest.
Lots of people that love Southwest.
And again, there's benefits to Southwest. They've got this companion pass thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You stick along with that. That means that one person is going to be able to fly with the other person for free the rest of the year. Now, here's the deal. That's not really beneficial for us with our family structure and the way that we travel. So, although Southwest is good for some people, Delta is better for us because we're all about. Oh, and I just travel so much, and we're just all about the perks.
He likes those upgrades.
I like the upgrades, and I like the Sky Club, or I'm going to start calling it the Crown Room. I like the Crown Room, and so choose that airline. Find those websites where they'll email you the deals, and you found things on Expedia before, like you can
for sure.
Don't just think it's the secret is Scott's Cheap's flights. Like, no, like Just remember
No,
that
I
you can
think
do it.
Google Flights, actually. I usually jump off of I'll see a sale and then I'll go to Google
Now,
Flights.
where will you say I see a sale? Where will you see a sale?
Through emails or even on Instagram or just on the internet.
Yeah.
They know I travel. So they'll send things and then I'll be like, oh, Paris is only again, we went to Paris last February, right before the pandemic, for $200 and something. I bought tickets. I'm like, before the pandemic. Yeah, it was before the pandemic.
Crazy.
I bought them in December, so before even Corona was even a word in our vocabulary. And I was like, so you're telling me, I looked it up at the day, I could fly to Paris for $200 and something, but to go home for Christmas, it's going to be $300 plus.
Right.
So, it's just one of those things.
You have to make a decision.
Okay, but let's talk about how there are a lot of people that can't afford an airplane ticket.
Sure.
Aren't going to have credit card points.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yep.
Because we lived for a decade plus not traveling by air.
Yeah.
And we would literally go, oh, what's a small town?
Yes.
30 minutes away that we would drive to go to a restaurant. Even sometimes we couldn't afford a full meal at a restaurant. Everyone couldn't afford. So we would go in and get French fries and a soda.
Babe, I feel like we did that this week in Alaska.
Well,
I feel like you're acting like this was a decade ago, but were we not just in Homer and you're like, nope,
100%.
We're getting one basket of fries. You're getting a clam chowder, 3 spoons. And we still do this.
So here's another tip. Food is so stinking expensive. Carlos and I went to breakfast today, just him and I, nothing fancy, and it was $48.
Yeah, what the heck? And then my tummy hurt at the end of it.
Think about how many boxes of cereal or how many boxes of oatmeal you can feed. I literally went to Costco and spent a certain amount of money for the entire week for a family of 8 this whole week.
This is crazy.
And it cost the same amount as our one dinner did last night.
We went to dinner last night.
Same price.
Just at the hotel restaurant.
Yes, just at the hotel restaurant because it was our last night. So we're kind of out of food. We didn't have a place to cook. So we went to the hotel restaurant.
Yep.
It cost the same amount as it did going to the grocery store in Costco that fed the rest of our week.
Hold on. But Heather, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm going to play somebody that's listening to this going but we're staying in hotels. We don't have kitchens to cook all this. You go to Costco and you buy food that I can't cook everything. So of course we're going to have to budget to eat out every single time.
Well, there are things called an ice chest.
Yep.
So you can make oatmeal. You can have cereal.
We literally
can buy
overnight oats.
Overnight oats. You can have granola bars. You can have muffins. There's your breakfast. Lunch. You can have
Hawaiian
sandwiches.
bread rolls.
Hawaiian bread rolls. You can have.
We were eating Hawaiian bread rolls out of the back of the truck
with a bag of chips
with a
and
bag of
cherries.
Chips and cherries, and everyone was just kind of scarfing down. And I'm sitting here going if we would have gone to lunch, it would have cost $140 for all of us to eat,
if not more.
Yeah, and there was 8 of us on the trip.
Yeah. So I really that is number one huge cost.
And people are going to your family is going to push back against you because they want to go to a restaurant.
And that's why when we were in Homer and everyone wanted fish and chips, I'm like, let's go. Let's all go have a bite. Remember when we go to Disneyland and we would go to Disneyland because it would cost $100 for the whole year for our whole family.
Yeah.
So we would go, we didn't have money to buy anything at Disneyland and we would get one carameled apple.
Yep.
Which was probably $6.
Yep.
Cut it up, chew it, share it. And literally our kids, when we went to Disneyland in Paris, they didn't have carameled apples and our kids did not know what to do. They're like,
no.
But that's our tradition,
they're losing their minds. And our kids they would never even understand what it would be like to hold their own caramel apple on a stick. If we were to try to give it, they'd look at us like, why are you giving me that entire thing? I'm fine. Just give me a slice, And you just get used to it. And it does take more work, but I'm telling you, you're going to save money when you do it this way.
Okay, here's another question for you. I want to see if you remember this. What was our kids' first trip?
Wait, what do you mean? Each of them?
Uh-huh.
Losai's first trip was to America.
Okay, that's an easy one. You get that one.
Sweet. I got that one down. Listen, when I first started selling merch online, it was a disaster. I needed like 15 different websites and apps to talk to each other and figure it all out and sell with credit cards and get the tax information and make sure that the pictures were uploaded. All that stuff is now combined in one incredible place, Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world. And 10%, get this, of every single e-commerce in the United States of America, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started like my Instafamilia brand. Listen, get started with your own design studio. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, because Shopify will do that for you as well. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. Listen, if you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into money with Shopify on your side. Sign up for a $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Carlos. Go to shopify.com/Carlos, shopify.com/Carlos. When you say trip, what do you mean trip?
Like trip, not to Fresno. Not
like to Disneyland?
No.
I feel like...
Although we did go to Disneyland with Sohaila 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. I feel like Sohaila's... Okay, it's going to be one of these two.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was either to my friend Slade's wedding in Atlanta or to Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Okay.
How old was she?
Okay, I can tell you this. She had to have been less than 3 months old.
Yeah, she was 6 weeks.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks. Here's the thing. We went to Hawaii.
Wait. Sayana.
Jeez. Sayana?
Uh-huh.
Sayana. I'm pretty proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too.
For the Sohaila thing. Sayana. Sayana's our middle child, our 17-year-old now. I'm going to say her first trip, New York.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's go.
How old was she?
You were breastfeeding, so she had to have been
6 weeks.
6 weeks at the same.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing.
Isn't that crazy? So when people ask, when did you start traveling with their kids? Literally, when they were born.
Yeah. I mean, when they're born. I mean, listen, if you wait until they're old enough to not throw a fit, or they're old enough, you're never going to travel.
Tantrums we had and screaming car rides, but it was worth it.
Yeah. But whooping their butts.
No,
I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. But, yeah, I mean, really, there's something else. Like, don't wait. Like, don't wait. And it's like, I do hear so many people that are like, well, we've got 3 toddlers. Yeah, guess what? You're going to be exhausted. And you may not on the trip, you may think to yourself, we're crazy. This is exhausting. There are going to be moments on that trip where you're going to be like, this was worth it. And then let me tell you this. When you look back, the memories always outweigh whatever pain was happening in the moment. And, I look back at trips when, like, let me just imagine, like, I'm remembering Hawaii, okay? Hawaii, here, listen to this. We go to Hawaii with Sohaila. I look back at pictures and both of us, our eyes are just beat down. I mean, we're
beat up.
And then at the very end, she gets sick. She has a fever.
We don't get on the plane.
We don't get on the plane. We have to go to the hospital. She has to get a catheter, right?
Yeah.
And she's screaming. I'm like so stressed out. She has hand, foot, mouth.
But they didn't identify it because she was a newborn.
She was a newborn. They're like, how did she get? You normally get that in like a daycare. And so we're like exhausted. But then I still look back at those pictures and I think, how cool was that?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Well, and I think the thing is you have to set your standards low. You're not going for a romantic honeymoon Hawaii trip when you have a newborn or toddlers with you. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
But if you have crazy kids running around our house having tantrums, I would prefer crazy kids running around the rental house having tantrums in a different location. Yeah, that's just me. And
again, not thinking about, I think where a lot of people go wrong, Heather, is people are like, they just think, oh, we spent $3,000 and our kids are miserable here, and our kids are crying and their kids are screaming. No, like you spent $3,000 and like, you're going to have these memories.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, it's so important.
I think, our kids did grow up traveling. And again, like I said, it was not travel the world like we do now, but they traveled to their grandparents at least once a month, which was 4 hours away. They traveled camping. We would go camping all the time. And when Carlos would have a day off on Saturdays, we lived in Southern California. It'd be like, well, what town do you want to go visit? And we'd go to Long Beach, or we go to Huntington, or we go to the beach or the mountains or the desert. Like, we just would always make sure that we were exploring different. I think the beauty of it is you're exploring different cultures. Even if it's 30 minutes outside of where you live, it's a different type of environment. And we love that. We love exploring food. We love, somebody had asked, how do you get your kids to eat in different cultures? And well, for me, food has been my battle. Like, they had to learn to eat all things in our house. And so that was never a problem for us. But if it is a problem, then you go to the store and you buy the things that they eat. Like, it's just, it is what it is. But, okay, let's talk. So anything else about kids?
Well, here's something else. And you may want to you may have this in your, Heather actually has show notes. I've never seen this before on any of my podcasts. I don't have show notes. But I kind of like this. Can you produce all my episodes? Okay. So you may talk about this later, but talk about for a second, sacrificing some things in your lifestyle when you're not, and I don't know if you have these in your show notes, but sacrificing things in your everyday in order to be able to travel. Now, that can split off into two directions. One could either be what's the standard of living? Yep. The fact that you may not be able to keep up with the Joneses, but guess what? The Joneses are stuck and you're not, and you're going other places. And then two, sacrificing even what you're not what you're spending money on, but what you're choosing to spend your time doing. Yeah. So again, I want everyone to hear this. We're not saying that this is the right way. We're just saying that this is the way we have been able to travel so much. Our kids weren't in any organized sports. Mm-hmm. They don't have, our kids don't have memories with the T-ball and the team and all those things. And guess what? Or
even school.
Or school. That's right. We homeschooled them. Yeah. Right. So we homeschooled them in order to be able to go places. They weren't in those summertime leagues and
we had moments. I remember with one child crying, just wanting to go to school, and I said, "Baby, I am so excited for you to grow up and have your own home that you get to choose how it functions. But our home, Daddy and my home, we're choosing to live a different lifestyle than everyone else." Now, she looks back now and was like, oh my gosh, thank you for not having me become just a normal person. Like, she is so thankful for that. But in a moment, it is hard. You do have you have to get over the mom guilt, because you know deep down that this is who you are and what your family is about. So for us, it just was worth the hours of being together and traveling over the other experiences that they could have had, which are great.
Are fine. And we have a lot of friends who their lives look completely different, and their kids are healthy.
Absolutely.
And their kids are well adjusted.
It's just a different
way
of life.
And so, for some of you guys, I would say maybe you've wondered, like, is there another way than just kind of suburban soccer mom? Or just kind of there actually is. There's, and it's not a better way. It's a different way, and it is right for some people.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm a big believer in therapy. I'm a huge believer in therapy. I've been to more therapy than most people that I know combined, right? And I want to tell you about a sponsor that we have on this week's episode. And the sponsor is BetterHelp. That's HELP. And what BetterHelp does is offer affordable counseling online. One of the biggest things I get from people is, hey, Carlos, I can't afford therapy. I can't afford counseling. But I'm here to tell you that therapy is financially available and accessible to all you guys. Let me tell you for just a second what BetterHelp does. What BetterHelp does is they assess your needs and they actually match you with your own licensed professional therapist, not just a counselor. These are professional therapists. You get to connect in a safe and private environment And what I love about it is you can literally start communicating in under 48 hours with your own private therapist. It's an incredible opportunity. It's an incredible platform that they've built for people like us that maybe don't want to show up in a therapist's office and bump into somebody that we know. Now, one thing that it's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is actually professional counseling done securely online. Okay, you can send a message to your counselor anytime. You'll get a timely and thoughtful response. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, all without ever having to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room, right? That's what we don't want. So what I love about BetterHelp is they're committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches so that they can make it easy and free to change counselors if you need. So if like you're with one counselor and it's not vibing, guess what? You can find another one. And it's way more affordable than traditional offline counseling. And also, financial aid is actually available. It doesn't matter where you live. You can live anywhere on the planet. I've got a lot of people that live all over the world that listen to this podcast. It is for you. So this is what you guys need to know. Whether it's depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, sleeping, trauma, anger, grief, LGBTQ things, self-esteem, anything you share is confidential. It's convenient. But most of all, it's affordable. So what I want you guys to do, I want you to head over to my special set up by BetterHelp website. And it's BetterHelp, that's HELP.com/human-hope. Again, BetterHelp, HELP.com/human-hope. And as a listener, you guys will get 10% off of your first month while you actually join over 1 million people who've taken charge of their mental health. Again, BetterHelp, HELP.com/human-hope. Now back to the show.
I think, so the lifestyle choices like that is huge. Also, we just now, how many years have we been married? 21 years.
Oh, yeah.
Bought our first car that we chose. That was not a hand-me-down. That was not a, oh, well, this is how much we have. This is what we want. Like, it is the first car in 21 years that we were like, oh, this is, well, not me. I don't want this car. It's gigantic and too big. But that Carlos was like, this is what I want. And so for
21 years,
our last van that we literally turned in had mold in it. It would
You had to wear gas masks to drive it.
It leaked when it rained. You had to jump it every time you started it.
Every single time.
And that was Carlos's car for the last 5 years. Yep. And it was that way for the last 2 years. And that is the type of sacrifices that we were willing to take.
Yep. I'd go fly fishing and I have a little like blow up pontoon boat. I would put that the raft. I would blow it up and I would put it on top of my minivan and I would drive to the river. And guess what? When I go to the river was filled with F-150s, Dodge Rams, all these people in their trailers putting their boats in. And I would back up that minivan, proud as could be. And all the other fishermen would see me. And and guess what?
You still went fly fishing.
I still went fly fishing.
Yeah.
And I didn't lose a memory on that.
Yeah.
And we just didn't have car payments, like we weren't.
So there are sacrifices and those are the things that we choose. Everyone has the same hours in the day. Every dollar per, is the same value to each person. So you just have to choose what your family or you as a person want to make of those.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's so good. It's, I just keep thinking the word sacrifice. If you want to travel, you're going to have to sacrifice something. Don't know what it is, but.
Okay, let's talk. What is the best place we've taken our kids?
Ooh, man, there's been a lot. Well, let's talk about the places we've taken our kids.
Okay.
Okay, so we've taken them to London. We've taken them to
Africa.
We've a bunch of places in Africa. Don't want to say Africa. We've taken them to Kenya.
Yes.
We've taken them to Uganda.
We've taken them to Paris. France? No, we haven't said that. Paris and the Swiss Alps and
Germany.
Excuse me, Hawaii, all over the states.
Yeah, almost every state they've been to.
Yeah.
Where else have we taken?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. We didn't take them to India.
No, Canada.
No. Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
Canada counts.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we've taken them around. My favorite place that we've ever taken our kids with them, like for them, I mean, it has to be. Oh, it's either Kenya or Uganda.
Yeah, and they would say that too. Hands down, every single person is Africa, and tied between those places. But honestly, I'm going to tell you something else that I love traveling, where I love to travel with the teens, is a walkable city. So New York City literally is one of our favorite places to travel to because
with teens,
because you can't be on your phone.
Yep.
You literally have to put your phone down, or otherwise, you'll get hit by a bus. And so it creates this unity as you're walking around the city that is just different than any other places that we've traveled.
Yeah, no, it's so good. And I remember when we realized that.
When we realized that.
We realized that maybe 2 or 3 years ago in New York.
Yeah.
And like the kids just weren't on their phones. And we were always looking.
And we actually do have phone rules, but.
Yeah, but still, when you're in a car driving for 3 hours, people are just on their devices. When you're walking around for 3 hours, nobody's on their devices.
It was really fun. No, and I think there's lots of different walkable cities, but that's just, a thought.
Yeah.
When you have teens.
Yeah. And also think too, like if you're listening to this and you're in the States, there's such rich culture even here in America.
Are incredible.
I mean, just the culture in Amish country.
Oh my gosh!
We travel.
We're going there next week. I'm so pumped.
Yeah, we live in Nashville, Tennessee, and one of our favorite things to do when people come visit us isn't to go down Broadway, isn't to go down Honky Tonkin, is to take people to this tiny town called Etheridge, a community called Etheridge. That is an Amish community, about a little over an hour outside of Nashville, and it is like going back in time.
So much fun.
And we love it.
And free.
And we used to do it with the kids all the time.
Yeah.
And what were some of the fun things that the kids loved to do when we would go to Amish country to Etheridge?
I mean, again, it's that they want to go get their peanut brittle.
Yes.
And they want to get their Amish peanut butter
They know every time.
That's just, and then we just go and take pictures. Well, not of the Amish. We don't need those emails. But we just would have fun. And it was things like stopping at, there's so many cultural things within your city, markers, the Capitol, or stopping at this park and seeing why, what Civil War was fought there. And, doing all the free festivals that come to town. Your experiencing of travel doesn't have to be flying to Africa. Right. It could be anywhere. And so that is just something as a kid, as a dating couple, as an old retired couple, be inspired and go explore what's around you.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time and I've just been doing this recently, but, I went on a trip to, I was St. Simon's Island. And there's all the things you can do, but there's always more history you can unearth.
Right.
And so, with your kids, try to find some history that nobody's really talking about. Try to find some history and go there and see it and talk about it. And it's just, there's just so much here in the States that's drivable. And camp. Don't be, this is something else that I want to tell people. Don't be scared to sleep outside.
Oh, it's the best. It's our favorite by far.
And we've got a kid that's not fond of camping. And there's always going to be people that aren't fond of it. But if you're I don't know, I'm just telling you, try it,
except for maybe not in the South in the middle of the summer.
Some people love that. I mean, actually, I just saw our next door neighbors were glamping in the Smokies this week. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's 80 degrees and 100% humidity.
We're camping snobs.
We are camping snobs. But listen, we're all about camping, backpacking. And it's cheaper. You get a $15 camping pass. Last summer we went to, maybe it was 2 summers ago now, we went, Heather drags me backpacking more than I drag her backpacking, but we went on some trail in Colorado, and I just remember it was the most epic, gorgeous.
It was so beautiful.
If there was a Airbnb on this little lookout over this river, it would have cost, I don't know, $1,200 a night, but we were just with our tent, and again, there's just different ways that you can travel. So.
Yeah. So a couple of random questions that I loved were, do you check bags?
Wait, what was that noise that you just made?
I don't know. It was kind of like a mystery, but this isn't really mysterious. So.
I know, but I just want to know because you make that sound a lot. Like in conversation with the family, you'll go dun dun dun. So what is that?
It's like a build up.
Okay, so yeah. So dun dun dun.
Do you check bags? not really a build-up question.
No. Yeah, but is it like a song that you know? Like, is there a history behind that? Like, is it?
Everyone does it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun. Okay, cool.
No, there's no.
There's no dun,
No.
dun, dun, dun. So it's more like a thriller. Like
Ooh,
okay,
I'm
so-
scared of this.
Okay, so here I go. Dun, dun, dun.
Do you check bags?
Oh. That was the dun, dun, dun?
Yeah, I misplaced it. And then you really
Oh, sorry.
built
Well,
it up.
well, first of all, I've never asked you that question. We've been married 21 years, and the dun dun dun. I'm like, this is the perfect moment because it just hit me like, what is that? Why do you do that all the time?
Oh,
Now I know it's to build up, but then you've used it inappropriately in this moment. So, do we check bags? The question is yes, but only when I travel.
yes.
Why is that, Heather?
Because you get them for free. Actually, I just got a credit card, first time in 21 years. And so I get bags for free too.
You do. How many bags do you get for free?
2.
You do? Just
Yeah.
I get more than 2. I'm a diamond on Delta, which
fancy.
means I fly 150,000 miles a year, which is crazy. And I get free bags. So yes, here, great example. We had different tickets booked to fly to Alaska because I
Had an event before.
Had an event the day before. And so Heather and the kids flew to Alaska. I flew the next day. You guys didn't check bags.
No, everyone had to pack in a carry-on. I mean, I checked 2.
You did check too, but everyone else had carry-ons.
Everyone
And you
else
had a
had-
carry-on.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. And then she sent me with
A
some
bag.
bags,
Mhm.
2 bags
Mm-hmm.
to check from my event. So that we just work it like that. We just
Yeah.
do things, And then
And can I give another fun tip?
well, hold on.
Okay.
When we check bags, I feel like sometimes with Delta, I'll show up and they'll let us check all the bags
Yes.
for free.
Yes, they will.
They're like, thank you for
Plus,
being diamond.
yes. My tip is when I go someplace, say I'm not checking a bag, I will bring like a roll-up bag that if I know I'm going to get souvenirs or things, I will bring a roll-up bag, put it in so I'm not paying for a bag on the way there.
When you say a roll-up bag, you mean just like
a flat duffel bag
Yeah.
that's
canvas.
canvas and that takes no room in your bag.
You can get one of these on Amazon. I actually got one, a black one. That black one that
Yeah.
I use a lot.
No,
I
it's
feel
great.
like it was $10.
Yeah, it's great. And then you throw that in your bag. And then on the way home, if you get enough goodies, because I'm a treasure hunter, then you pay the one way,
You pay the $50 or whatever.
I think
actually,
it's 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Anyways, but you're saving a little bit there.
Yep, you're saving a little bit of money. And again, that's why a lot of people like fly Southwest is because
Yeah.
your bags fly
Yeah.
free.
Yep.
And on Delta, they definitely don't fly free. So, good
What
tip.
are some
Are you asking me a question?
I am.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. What are some must-haves when you pack?
Now we're getting to the fun
Oh, wait,
part.
let's get to a better part. What are my must-haves? I have 2 that I always have.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, I know. One is your pillow.
Yes, and amen.
Yep. I'm telling you, this woman brings her straight up bed pillow.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like a specific pillow. Like I'm not tied to one pillow, but I need my own pillow for my home. There's something about snuggling up my face in a pillow where somebody else was the night before. I
mean,
just can't do it.
She literally drags her pillow around. I mean,
Mhm.
this morning at 6:30 a.m., I was like, babe, why is your pillow on the parking lot wet floor?
I'd
of
rather
this?
have the parking lot wet floor than.
Yeah. Than
So
someone
yeah,
else's
a pillow.
face.
What's the other thing?
You know what? I've never thought about someone else's face being smushed against
You're
the
welcome.
object that my face is smushed against. That's really gross.
Mhm.
I've never thought about that. That's going to mess with me. Okay. Actually, it won't mess with me.
No,
The other thing is a fan.
no, but when I do travel to Africa, I do have a
you
fan.
always bring
for
a fan.
sure.
Okay, stop then. A pillow.
It's more food. I always need to have these to eat.
Granola bars.
Oh, I
Wait, stop.
feel like we've been married 21 years.
And you bring these on every trip to eat?
Probably in the last 5 years.
And it's not granola bars?
No, granola bars.
Or
I
not
don't eat
granola,
granola
not granola,
bars.
but RX bars or whatever those
No,
other things are?
No,
I
Lara
don't know.
bars is what
Tell
I
me.
eat. But no, almonds.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess
It's true.
I guess I don't like pay attention to those because they're disgusting.
Because you don't eat them. Yeah. You know what else I have? I have this. My mother-in-law bought this for me for Christmas. It's a sling. Like you put it on for long flights because I'm so short. I'm
Her
the
feet
one person that
don't-
doesn't want
Your
the
feet don't touch
exit
the
row.
floor.
No, I don't want the exit row because my feet don't touch the floor. And so you hook this little contraption over the tray,
Yeah.
and then it gives you like a little hammock. It's so great.
And you use it all the time.
I take it every trip. Yeah.
Every trip. What do I pack every single time? Everything. Too much. I mean, I'm obviously like I'm always videoing everything,
Yeah.
and so I
All
always
your
have all this gear,
gadgets
like all
and
my gadget things.
Fly fishing pole.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah, I do try to take I like that. I try to take my fly fishing pole everywhere because there's always a body of water to fish. It doesn't matter where you're at, and I like to do that on when I have a day off or afternoon off. But
we try to pack like some kind of oils or stomach stuff. Like when we travel, just because things can get funky out there.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I mean, I always have the Dayquils and NyQuils in case somebody gets something. But something that I mean, this is something that a lot of people don't know. We all have Bluetooth headphones, and this is, again, if you don't travel a lot, you don't know this. When you go on a plane, if you don't have your own headphones that you can like old school headphones, right? Old school before the lightning bolt adapters, you actually have to. You can't listen to the TV unless you use their little crappy headphones, but there's a little adapter on Amazon that you can buy that's Bluetooth that you plug in, and then it attaches to your Bluetooth headphones so you can still use your Bluetooth headphones. I used to use that all the time, but my son has stolen it to use it on one of his consoles at home. So that's something else
that's fun.
that I use. Yeah, I'm trying to think that I pack.
A little trick.
Yeah. What else?
I love so because we have flown first class across the sea, they always give little like baggies. And so when we do a long flight, I love to pack a little baggie for my family. I usually put a little note in it, some snacks, some wipies, and just some little travel side fun things.
Yeah. No,
just fun, little details.
We like that a lot. I mean, even on this trip, it was last night. We're all getting ready to leave. Everyone's getting ready to leave. Heather's like, "Hey guys, I bought a magazine for every single one of you to read on the way home," and it was personal. And it would like you thought about it. And again, just those little things make the experience so much better. And honestly, there's not an ounce of that in my body. And so Heather is really good at doing all that stuff. I don't do any of that
Thanks for
stuff.
always going on these adventures with us.
No, I know. I do. I mean, I'm literally looking out of my window and there is a massive mountain that has exploded from the sea. And we're in Alaska. We're in Anchorage.
I have one last question.
Okay.
So our family is evolving. In the sense of that they're getting teens and whatnot.
Friends.
We have more schedules to have to work around.
Yeah.
And we have the boyfriends.
Yeah.
We did not allow really friends to come. Like we didn't invite friends to go on trips prior to these boyfriends, actually. Right?
We never had friends.
We never took friends.
I mean, if we drive somewhere, maybe, but.
Yeah. So what is the deciding factor to let the boys come?
Well, I feel like we have different answers.
Okay.
I mean, listen, well, this isn't a parenting podcast episode, but I mean, my daughters didn't date. They didn't date in high school until the last year. And one daughter decided to start dating the year after high school, her freshman year of college. And then the other one is a junior in high school. And now they're both decided to date at the same time. And so I had a lot of catching up to do as far as like a dad of dating daughters, where my whole thing at the beginning was just like we just got to make sure that they're dating correctly. And then I feel like Heather rapidly, for me, we can talk about this publicly,
we got in a big old fight.
It went from like, oh yeah, they're just starting to date to homeboy is coming to Lake Tahoe with us, and both of them. And I'm like, whoa. And so, yeah, we had long conversations, difference of opinions on whether or not to include these boys on our trips. And I will tell you this, this can't be a blanket
It is
approach.
not a blanket approach.
It has to be a very individual approach.
Mm-hmm.
But our daughters happen to be dating two incredible guys right now. They may not, as of this moment, they're incredible guys. I don't know what's going to happen later, but as of right now, I'm like, you know what? These are good guys. I would rather invest into them and their relationship around me and Heather than cross my fingers that they're figuring it out on their own. And so that's another reason why I have enjoyed these boyfriends coming on 2 trips, because we kind of don't play around. We ask hard questions. We parent the boyfriends very much. We parent the boyfriends. We, I mean, you know, they have their own parents to parent them in other ways, but you're dating my daughter. I'm going to parent you in dating my daughter. And it also allows me to have a very close up view of who they are from Jump Street. So again, I don't think this would, I think that if,
this is a personal family choice. This is
personal
not
family choice. But on that first trip to Tahoe, when we all went, if anything was glaringly obvious that we weren't down with, I think that would have been an accelerant in our helping either divert that relationship or fix whatever it is that we were trying to see. And so there's something about being as a dad in close proximity to guys that are in love with your daughters. That they know that they respect me, I respect them, and I actually enjoy them. I love hanging out with them. They're fun. And it was a work in progress for me. If my daughters end up dating somebody else, if my son dates somebody that is not vibing with our family and the way we flow, I don't know if it would work.
I agree. I think that it works because we have enjoyed them. Like, we actually like hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that was a long answer.
Post trip, before the trip, you were like, don't want to do it.
Trip.
The first trip to Tahoe. After you said,
I don't know.
Just that you were glad.
Oh, I was glad. Yeah. I was glad because again, I got to see him. With my daughter. Like, you can't hide anything in a townhouse in Tahoe. You're all sharing everything. Yeah. We had the rules like no one blanket. You got to have 2 blankets on the. So I mean, there were all these fun rules, you know. And again, you know, like I was glad.
This trip, they came, but they had to pay for it. We did not pay for them to come on the trip.
We paid for the last one.
Yes, because it was part of our kids' Christmas gift. Yeah. This one was, you guys can come, but you have to pay.
Yeah.
And so they did.
They did. And here's also the thing, like, there are moments, to be completely honest, that I miss it just being the 5 of us.
Sure.
Like, because again,
we had a weekend the other day with just the 5 of us. It was so fun.
Yeah. And like, again, there's no marriage licenses here. Nobody's married. Like, so like, we don't have to have these boys go, you know? And so there are, where did we go the other weekend? But it was just us?
Monroe.
Yeah. We went to West Monroe, Louisiana. And it was just the 5 of us in this small town in Louisiana. And I enjoyed it. Like, it was fun.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, I want to do more of these. Like, I want to make sure that we're still maintaining some semblance of the 5 of us while there's, you know, boys involved in other instances of it. So that's a long way that you just literally heard me process things that I haven't processed out loud before. But congratulations. Welcome to the Human Hope Podcast. There's hope for you dads out there that are worried to death about your daughter's dating.
Okay.
Do it right when they're young, and they'll pick good guys. Maybe not, actually. I feel like my parents did a lot right, and I still, what
Wait,
happened?
You're saying you didn't pick right?
Huh? I'm saying if you parent them right when they're little, they'll pick good guys, but that's actually not true. They have their own brains and they can make stupid decisions and pick wrong, wrong. I know a lot of friends that parent.
This is not a parenting. Right? This is travel.
I know. I'm going down.
Okay. So Alaska, Mayday. Last thing, we're done signing out from Alaska. I think, Alaska can be pricey, but it can also be cheap. I think Alaska is fantastic. Phenomenal mountains, phenomenal things to do. You know, our bear excursion was probably the second most exciting thing that we've ever done. Our safari was first. The bear was probably second. It cost lots of money. We made the 2 that went pay for 3/4 of it. But they did, and they loved it. And, you just do things. I think, if my kids were younger, I don't know if I would do Alaska if I had the resources. Sure, why not? But they didn't. I think it is an older kid trip for them to appreciate it. But sometimes you'd plan trips for you, not for your kids.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want to go and have the experience for you to remember and not your kids, then do it. Yeah. Like, hands down. So,
absolutely, travel
is worth it. Experiencing life outside your box is gigantic. Yes. So many people just sit in the same town, do the same vacation spot every year. And although that's great, there's so much more out there.
And especially, one last thing here, especially around, try to get around people that don't look like you, think like you, talk like you, vote like you, eat like you. Get around.
My favorite thing is to go into a grocery store that looks nothing like my grocery store at home.
No, absolutely. And it's just so good for you to see that there's people that think differently than you do, that are still living for the same reasons, and they're good people. It's like we're going to McCarthy, Alaska for July 4th. We're just going to be there during July 4th. And I'm probably going to be around a bunch of people that think about politics differently than I do. But guess what? I can't wait, because I want to envelop myself around, and this can happen in America, right? Like, you don't have to go to another country in order to experience this. And also, you don't have to go to another country to experience like the diversity of culture. We live in Nashville. I can drive 5 minutes and find immigrants from other countries that are literally, the entire apartment complex it's like you're walking into another country. Like get out there, do it, experience it, do local places first, then start to branch out a little farther and farther. What do you think, babe? Any last words?
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. This has been fun. Hopefully you guys always like it when Heather's on the podcast. We weren't talking deep today. You got me a little deep with the guys, with the boyfriends.
Somebody asked it, not me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. But listen, this was a blast. By the time you hear this episode, we will be on a river somewhere, I think, with no cell service. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And then the next week we will be home, and we've got a surprise for you on the next podcast. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. You do know. So, Heather Whittaker, Carlos Whittaker, coming from the Leg Life Studios in Anchorage, Alaska, saying thank you guys so much for listening to the Human Hope Podcast.
Get out there and travel.
Get out there and travel. Please, please, please subscribe to the podcast. I think on Apple Podcasts now it's called Follow, but do whatever you need to do on all the platforms so that you don't miss an episode. Review the podcast. That would be super helpful as well. And please, the rest of this week, make sure that you live your life and you don't let your life live you. See you guys next Thursday.